this period of great uncertainty, most of us have cried, lost nights of sleep, and have again lost our faith in our archdiocesan leaders.
Voice of the Faithful was founded in Wellesley at St. John the Evangelist Church in response to the revelations of sexual abuse and massive cover-up by the members of the hierarchy in the Archdiocese of Boston.
The current crisis began here in Boston in 2002 when the Globe ran a series of stories about how the Archdiocese of Boston had handled a priest named Father John Gagan.
Jack Gagan spent every Tuesday in our living room when we had small children teaching CCD, so I got to know Jack Gagan very well.
Paul Shanley raped me from the time I was 13 until I was 16. He would come to this charismatic part of the Catholic Church would do retreats for teenagers, teenage girls. And I was on what they called the team that would go to different parishes and do these retreats. And Shanley would come. He wasn't part of the team, but he would come occasionally on a Saturday afternoon to talk to the kids.
Some of these same priests who raped, abused many of us also were blessing the babies as they were born in, blessing at weddings, and comforting and people who were grieving.
Here in Boston, the Archdiocese has paid out just over $120 million in clergy abuse settlements. The bulk of that was in an $85 million settlement in late 2003 for about 540 people who said they had been abused by priests. And there are still a number of cases. More victims have come forward after the settlement and have filed suit. So the Archdiocese faces an ongoing financial liability of unknown proportions.
It's now, two years later, and we're looking at the sort of second wave of pain being inflicted on Catholics within the Archdiocese of Boston. The first was as a result of the abuse and cover-up, the second as a result of the so-called reconfiguration of the Archdiocese.
Yes, the signs. In 1983 we completely rebuilt the church, a brand new church, modern in every way, completely accessible for disabled people, and we did it all with our own money. There was no Archdiocese money involved.
Reconfiguration means if you can't get your house in order, you have to sell it.
We believe it's straightforward parish closings, that there isn't a vision, or at least there isn't one that's being shared. There doesn't seem to be any plan for where we go from here. It's not clear that anybody knows what to do other than to sell property, collect revenue. That doesn't in any way explain the haste that we're experiencing, and that haste is in the minds of many the principal source of the pain.
The trends that are producing this existed aside from the scandal. What you're really saying is that the personal life of priests was totally mismanaged, and therefore their relationships with their people was totally mismanaged. But at the same time, you're also saying that the operation of the institution was totally mismanaged. The real estate, the budgets, the personnel. So it was like two parallel tracks of almost total incompetence for at least a generation.